Great. Welcome. We are going to have everyone inviting the mob in just a second. We are talking about the gamified lead magnets. Exactly what that is? Well, we need to be able to take a look at why people want to engage with you. And that is content, good content. We're going to show you some of that good content, how you could use it, what you could do to be able to make more of it and be able to truly engage with clients. If you follow this, you're going to be so much better off than the many realtors out there that are trying to put some great content out there and trying to get this into everyone's mind. We're going to get to all of this in just a second. But first, I want to let the mob in. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Getting everyone in. Sorry for the delay. Starting to see a few of you. Okay. Francis, welcome. Ken, good to see you. Caitlin, wow, Caitlin made it. That's great. Greg Coggins, always a party when Greg comes. Fantastic. Hedeka, great. Eddie Glantz, we got people from all over the country here. North Carolina, South Carolina. We're going to have a little bar fight at the end of this, a brawl in the parking lot. Always fun. And, just to let everyone in, we're going to be talking about gamified lead magnets. I think that, I got some kind of regrets using that as the kind of title because it seems anything but fun. And I'm hoping that you could see that collecting data and being able to get people engaged should be among our top goals as realtors. There's a lot of people that could do what you do. There's a lot of companies that have their hands in our pockets. I think the biggest thing that anyone could do to become a top producer, to stay at the top, is to constantly be engaged with clients. That's what this meeting is all about, is to try and find the best ways that we could actually stay engaged with the clients and be able to talk to them. What are games? Games could be anything that is going to engage. It could be quite literally a trivia game. It could be a maze that actually runs people through an art gallery. I'm going to show you that in a minute. It could be some type of understanding of one's own taxes. It could be I'm trying to build as we speak another art gallery that goes through the 20 different species or the top 20 species of birds in my area in South Florida. Again, might not interest you, but it does interest some. So you have to just ask yourself, when you look through through a lens, is this something that's going to engage my target audience? It might not. It's not whether you're going to love what I'm showing you right now. A lot of people say, I have a friend who's a very successful comedian. He was on the Tonight Show and he's got millions of followers. And he said, the interesting thing, he said, it's not show art, it's show business. There's plenty of people that don't find him funny. He's not a comedian for those people. He knows his audience. And I think we need to look at this as almost like the opposite, that we are in business, show business, if you will, that we really are in the business of trying to engage with people in the best possible way. So, as I speak and as I show some of you this stuff, I want you to consider what what you would find engaging. I'd love for you to throw that out to me during the meeting and see if together we could build a game. It's not that hard. The tools are being made. I mean, some of the games I'm going to show you are a little bit difficult, but the basics of a game or the basics of using it as a lead magnet is really not that tough. So let's just go through the model first, and then you could have an understanding. Content that's going to be engaging, whoever that particular client is, content that's engaging, some type of mechanism to capture that person's name, and then from there they get their reward. So most of you are probably, you could show me a show of hands. Some of you are probably familiar with a lead magnet. Let me give you an example. Okay, where we get what's my home worth? Has any realtor seen that or done that? Nod wildly. Okay, thank you. Deborah's the only one paying attention. That's good. Okay, so Deborah's doing that. What's my home worth? Great. People log into that. Unfortunately, the whole world has that now. And the price points are dramatically off. It's a very, very difficult thing, especially with someone who thinks their house is a castle and that it's worth so much money. But the concept works. The concept makes sense. People could then go to this and say, wow, um, it is the idea where somebody gives you up a little bit of information, and from that, they're getting some information that they want. In the process, now you're going to have to decide what to do with that information. Do they go on a drip campaign? Are you going to call them immediately? What goes on beyond the capture of that information? So, if you could start to look at this as a group of building blocks to be able to build out a better marketing system, there's plenty of failure points out there. But I do want to show you a couple of these, and I'm actually, as I said, as we speak, I came up with this bird idea, and I'm literally having, I architected this before, and having the AI do the last touches on this. So I'm hoping to be able to have this for you um, in a second. I'm going to pick on a couple of you. First of all, John, I want to pick on you. Eddie, I want to pick on you. Um, Greg, I want to pick on you. Leslie, I want to pick on you. So if you guys could just unmute yourselves just for a second. Bismarck, I'm going to get you as well in a minute. Bismarck, I still owe you lunch. I didn't forget about that, Bismarck. John, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell everyone who you are and where you are.
I'm John Bainton, and I am in Connecticut and been part of this group for over 10 years.
Okay, very, very good. So, let me ask you this. Is there any content that you engage in that, you think could be highlighted in the game? You weren't expecting the question, so I'm not.
Personally or within my own business.
Both.
Well, I think everyone's a sucker for deals, and if someone's offering a really strong discount to get engagement, I think that that is an enticing thing, which is not necessarily aligned with my business principles, but I do think that it is something that gets people willing to share information because they feel like they're getting a financial return.
Okay, so what kind of deal?
Like, when you see those offers on something, on like, e-commerce, right? Like where you see something, oh, I get 40% off if I share my email and my phone number, right? And they text you a coupon. I mean, I
Okay.
feel like I definitely am subject to that, and I'm buying something that I'm gonna buy anyways. Why not get the extra 30 or 40% off?
Sure. Okay. Fair
And
enough.
I'll delete my information from it or unsubscribe once I get what I want, which is the behavior of, I think, a lot of, flaky buyers.
Behavior of.
Of a flaky, traditional flaky buyer. Like they're gonna communicate with you and want to go out and go look at a house, and then they may just have a change of heart and say, oh, you know what, I don't really want to buy a house, and then they go buy a house directly from someone else, 6 months later.
Oh, we
So
love
it's just,
that, don't we?
oh
That,
yeah, it happen. I
that,
mean,
that,
listen, it is the nature of sales, and
yeah.
that's just the tricky part of the business.
Okay. Who else? What are the games? Leslie or Bismarck? Who wants to throw a game out there or something that they've used, online or something that might be, and it could be anyone, by the way, that I just threw the names out. It could be any of you in the meeting.
I
Does
don't do games.
You don't do games ever?
Never.
Okay,
I
fair
mean, I'm
enough.
open to it in the future, but right now, money talks.
Okay, great, great. So don't mess with Leslie. Greg, you look like you look like you got your thinking cap on. Greg, tell everyone who you are and where you are.
I am Greg Coggins, and I am in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay. So any thoughts on this?
Um, Based on my background, no, but I can think of some ideas for real estate related games.
Sure.
Um, Negotiating tactics, um, steps in the process.
Sure. I mean, I think that
You
would be
know,
very engaging for a realtor. I don't know if that would be so engaging for the buyer or seller, but they might find it interesting.
pricing your property.
Okay.
What goes into selling your property?
Sure.
Um, Staging techniques.
Big time. Big time. Okay. Let me before I go any further, let me go and give you just an example here. By the way, I literally just built this game out, and it's the first time that I'm taking a look at it. It just rendered. So, have a heart if it's not so amazing. But, like I said, we will refine these things. It's not whether it's perfect immediately, it's whether it will be perfect. So I built for myself my own games page because I built a lot of these games, and I just built something called the Aviary, walk a 3D gallery of an Audubon plates and meet 20 birds every South Floridian seas. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I press start, and right here it's going to enter your name. When I perfect this, it's going to be beyond just the name itself. Everyone could see this, right? I once went into these meetings and was talking to myself here. Okay, so let's open the aviary. And we actually created an art gallery. And let's take a look. So now we've got, okay, Northern Cardinal. So great. So, you may or may not like it. You could take the field quiz. That's after you, and it will actually get what if you read it properly, you would be able to answer this. And let's see. Up, let's check. And I got it wrong. Not quite. So, it takes people through a a walk through an art gallery. Again, this was just something that I had described to it. And sorry, my functionality is a little wacky. There we go. Everything, the morning dove, let's see. The soft gray tan dove of every wire and rooftop, named for its mournful coo. The call people most often mistake for an owl. Parents of both sexes feed their chicks crop milk, a protein-rich secretion very few birds produce. Where you'll see them, power lines, rooftops, blah, blah, blah. Now let's take the quiz. When a morning dove bursts into flight, you hear a distinct whistling twitter. What makes that sound? An alarm in its throat, its tail weathers, a warning call from its mate, air rushing through its width. I guess I missed that in what I read. And I got that right. So that was just one little thing. Again, and like I said, this is something that, here, let me close that out. You could see for yourself and try and walk around the art gallery. I'll make this available for all of you to see and for all of you to use. Like I said, I literally vibe coded that just now. I literally just put that together without any real, and I did it deliberately for a purpose that you can do this, that you actually have to go out, research birds. Again, I don't care about birds, Ed. I don't care. A lot of your clients do. Okay. This is for them. This is what you're trying to actually build out. And if you can now build a mechanism to be able to capture those people, you could really get onto some good stuff. Caitlin, who's from Los Angeles here? Do we have any LA people? You just have to shout out right now. Okay, Kenny's here. Anyone else from LA as well? Welcome, Kenny. Casey, are you hiding from me?
It's early, but we're here.
We're here. Okay, Casey's here. Love Casey. Great group. I want to show you this that on a whim I kind of made this little app. Are we doing okay so far, guys? Avez-vous compris? Hello? Anyone?
So far, so good.
Okay, Greg, you say that all the time, Greg. Okay, let's get going with a couple other things here.
But while you're working, I'm going to make a comment.
Please.
Tie this to a prize, and it's easier to capture people's information.
Beautiful. You know what? That's something, believe it or not, for this instance, I didn't even consider, but you're right. People love the idea of winning. So it doesn't even, it could be bragging rights, by the way, guys. It doesn't have to cost you money. There could be, in all these games, if they build a leaderboard, you ever see that? The leaderboards that, any kids here played arcades in the 80s aside from me? Like that was okay, good. Thank you, Kenny. Kenny, I could always count on you. Okay, so let's go back and test your knowledge about Los Angeles. Well, this is actually for the Lacey Bueller team, and you can see Los Angeles real estate expert. You really think you know the City of Angels? 15 questions stand between you and the honorary mayor of Los Angeles. Is that along the lines, Greg? So we could be the honorary
Yeah.
mayor. Here, I'll put my name in, and I'd like to receive the results. And occasionally, so we got to actually get them to opt in, and we could then start the quiz. Okay, so my California people, please unmute yourselves because confuses me. In Arcadia, which animal legally has the right of way to cross any street, including your driveway? Roosters, peacocks, coyotes, or tortoises?
Tortoises.
Okay, what about my California people? Do they know it?
I would think peacocks only because we've had so many in the neighborhood I sell in.
Okay, you know what? Let's take a look.
It's definitely a tortoise.
It's a peacock. Correct,
No.
100%. Arcadia peacock population descends from birds imported in the 1880s. So, you could really go through this whole thing, and it's quirky laws. True or false? Licking a toad is illegal in Los Angeles. I would probably say true because nothing personal. You guys have some fucked up laws there. So, any
You
thoughts
know,
on that?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was true.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Toads are poisonous.
It's true, correct. The law targeted people trying to get high off toad
Yep.
secretions.
I was going to say
Okay.
it's a hallucinogenic.
Okay. So look, you know, but Ed, those were stupid questions. They could very well be stupid. You might not like it. You might not like the way it looks. That's irrelevant. We could improve upon that. A lot of you come to the meeting expecting to be perfect right from day one with AI. Nothing is perfect. It's software. Nothing, I'll get you in a second, Greg. Nothing is perfect when you first get started. But the point is that if it's done right, now we're building that bridge between people that are just, passive lookers to being people that are really engaged in you and engaged in your product. And you could literally create a game over anything. Greg, please.
Can you randomize the questions?
In this instance, I think I did. I had given it 130. Now, how did I build it? We'll talk about that as well. I went to AI and I said, in the case of my birds, give me, well, no, in the case of Los Angeles, I said, give me over 100 interesting pieces of trivia about Los Angeles. Again, didn't spend a lot of time at least 100. And what I should have said was the crazier the better, because again, the more engaged, the more crazy you get, people tend to like it. I also said I like it to look like a 1980s arcade game. Might be your thing, might not be your thing. Again, that's not what we're not going on whether it's perfect. Done is better than perfect, always. Always, because you're never going to get started until you actually do something. So here, what's going on with this? This was built, we'll talk about, what actually goes into building an app. Most of you are probably using Claude. All of you should be using Claude. Okay. Even if the free version, although if you've been to my meeting, I say, come on, dig into your pocket. 20 bucks a month is nothing for what you get from this stuff. I could just tell you it's a massive career boost if you do it properly. So if you can get at least the $20 a month version, I subscribe to a lot. Obviously, I teach this stuff, so it's something that I'm going to be subscribed to. You have something called artifacts. Now we're going to go into artifacts in just a second. And as a group, we're going to build I'm going to pull up my screen in just a second. Here we go. As a group, we're going to build a simple game. Then we'll get on to a couple of other things that we can do here. Sorry, you don't see it, but there's a lot of stuff on my screen. Okay, so I want to build a trivia game on an artifact. What is an artifact? Shout it out, whoever knows. Shout it out, whoever knows. Kenny, go ahead if you know it. Very quick.
I was going to say it's something old and it's so kind of one of a kind and like historic.
Yes, that is an artifact.
An app. It's
Who's
an
that?
app.
Francis,
App.
yay, you're right. It is a web page basically. It's an app, and that Claude kind of made this. They're calling it an artifact. I'll talk about the different models of Claude. Fable 5 is one, and there's others, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So I want to build an artifact, an app, a web page. It's going to be a trivia game. Francis, you were nice enough to shout it out. Any idea of what kind of trivia we could do?
Oh boy, I like that locational trivia of a town.
So where are you?
State College, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so we could go a trivia game on an artifact about state. I never even heard of State College. State College, PA.
You heard of Penn State, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
here.
so there we go. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. Okay, so State College, PA. Perhaps it could be about uh, the college and its history. So let's take a look at what this guy comes up with. If anything, again, I've reserved the right to fail here because, as I said, AI is constantly going about um, it's constantly about breaking it and fixing it. It's just something that you're going to have to accept. You need to be the kid that played with mom's toaster and broke the thing, and mom was really pissed off that first she was scared that you were going to get electrocuted, but you were so curious you actually tinkered. Might not have been you, but it's going to be you now. Right now, it's actually going through the process of trying to build this out is deciding upon it's establishing Penn State design and the color palettes. We're seeing it. I love this. Happy Valley trivia game is a perfect gamified demo piece. Let me build it with proper collegiate look rather than a genetic game quiz template. We're going to let that cook for a little bit. I'm like Chef Tell here. We're going to let that cook over here, and we're going to move on to cook something else. Let me just go here. You know, somebody else, as far as what would make you, it's got to be somebody in this meeting that would actually click. What would actually make you click on something? If you had to think about something, it doesn't necessarily have to be a game, but is there anything that would really catch your eye and make you click? That's
I
the
like the
thing
idea of weird laws. That I just love that.
I like, yeah, me too. So it could be nationwide or worldwide weird laws. Like, for example, did you know the swans in the UK all belong to the king? The swans and all of the sturgeon swimming in the water belongs to the monarch. Those are some weird ass laws. So if you catch a sturgeon, theoretically, you could be stealing from the royals, and it would come with a huge penalty. Huge. I mean, again, there are laws, and then there are things that don't get enforced. But people do like those weird laws because it just goes to show how crazy as humans we can be. It just goes to show how nutty things are. Thank you for that, Leslie. What other things can we do? Okay, think about. I'm going to pick on somebody randomly, so I want you to think about it. But Francis's game is ready, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so now publish artifact, and we're going to copy the link. Sorry, guys, it's just a lot of stuff on my screen. And where are we? Okay, there we go. So if Francis say, I'm trying to impress you here. I don't know if I am or I'm not, but let's see. How well do you know Happy Valley? 10 questions on Penn State and the town it built. So let's see. Penn State was founded. Francis, I'm putting you to the test here. So let's do this. Penn State was founded in 1855, but not under that name. What was the original called? The Farmers High School, Pennsylvania, Center County Agriculture Institute, Pennsylvania Land Grant College, or Allegheny Polytech Academy?
I think it's C.
You think it's?
Pennsylvania Land Grant College, I think.
Let's take a look. Oh,
Oh, okay.
thank you for playing. You lose. No big deal. But the point is that you could put this whole thing together. The one thing that wasn't in there was the actual lead magnet of actually capturing someone. Also, for another meeting, we're going to go through how to get this stuff uploaded. Eitan and I are building another Claude Code meeting, and we will deliberately talk about how to actually get this loaded beyond just a Claude artifact. For your purposes, you could do this right now, creating your own games without any other knowledge, and you could take this and you could then send it here. Where are we here? Oops, it disappeared. Okay, there we go. We could take this, and I'm going to give this to all of you. Give me a second. Okay. So now you have that, and you could use that as a model or as an idea. Just, remember to click on it there before the meeting ends. And you could then keep it up on your screen and take a look and do whatever you want with it. Again, the idea behind this is to test this out, find out what's going to be the most engaging. Go ahead, Greg, take us home. You got a great idea, I'm sure. I could feel it. I could feel it.
No, it's not a great idea. It's a question. So
Oh,
how do we share this?
well, I just
How
I
do
just
I
shared it
get,
with you.
well, no, I'm talking about me. I build a game and I want to put it out to my database or put it out for the public. How
Yes.
do I do that?
So what I just did was I built that in an artifact in Claude, and I clicked Publish Artifact. And now if you click on it, you'll see the problem is that you're still seeing the Claude in it. You might not want to show that, but again, for another meeting, we're going to go on how to upload it to your um, website.
Edmund, can this
So
be done in ChatGPT as well, or is this just a Claude thing?
you know what? The short answer is yes, but for the purpose of this meeting, I'm really saying Claude because it's just so much easier.
And
Go ahead.
and the hosting of this quiz
Yeah,
is an artifact that's built on the Claude platform?
correct. Currently, can you get the
Okay.
code and put it? That's what Greg is asking. Where could this actually be hosted? The short
Well, I was
answer is,
thinking,
Well, I was going to say, go ahead, John.
well,
well, I was just going
before
to say that
John and then Eddie, because I hardly ever hear from Eddie, so I want to hear what Eddie
I was
has.
just going to say that the editing purposes, it's great to make it pretty, but you could probably do a lot of this in like WhatsApp, right? And like like the polls of WhatsApp, and that's an easy way to kind of text a lot of your clients.
So send somebody the app through WhatsApp.
No, no, no. Like actually, like make a little poll, like of your group of your clients. Like say you've got a hyper local group of clients, right?
Yeah.
That like for all the clients that you have in one town, you can put them all on a text string on WhatsApp, and then you could do like a poll, and then you can kind of you get engagement levels, right? So you can kind of see who's answering questions and who's not, right?
True.
So I mean, I don't know, just a creative thought that maybe is 10 steps behind, but who knows?
The more specific, the better. Because when you think about it, when I was growing up, there was ABC, NBC, CBS, and then my mom got HBO, and my world changed. I was like, wow, look at this. We could actually have other, and then everything. And today, um, content is really personalized. That's why the social media influencer is somebody. Content is extremely personalized. There are people out there that you will never hear of. There are fishing influencers that have millions of followers. I do not fish. I have fished, but I'm not passionate about it. There's skiing influencers. There's influencers. John, you're a sailor. I would make something with the whole sailing thing. The sailing community, you got it all. You know how to do it. They're wealthy by definition. Overwhelmingly, they've got more of a net worth than say the basketball players or the softball players. Again, prove me wrong, but I just believe that it's inherently expensive to own a boat. And a boat, they always say that the boat is a hole to which money is thrown. You've got a boat, you've got contacts, you work with these people. These are some pretty bloody rich people. Make something for them. Speak to them. Eddie, take it home. First of all, tell everyone who you are and where you are.
Hey, I'm Eddie Glantz. I'm in the mountains of North Carolina, Hendersonville and Asheville.
Uh,
My question, and I think it was more Greg's question too, wasn't the how, it was the where. And meaning, we can build the best whatever, but if we don't know how or where to post it to get the engagement, to me, that's the bigger question. Because I do need to know how to do this, but more importantly, where do I need to advertise it or post it? Because the whole point to me is to get people's information that I don't know.
sure.
They don't know me, I don't know them. So then what do we do with this? I guess is my question.
Sure. So, for those of you who've been to this meeting before, you'll know that I have a group called New to Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and the surrounding areas. Um, and that, in fact, if you go to Facebook, you could say, well, I'll go to Facebook and show it to you. And we're going to do something there. Okay, back to Happy Valley here. Facebook. And we're going to go to, I have also ChatGPT and Real Estate Mastermind, which I encourage you to join. And see more. And new to Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and the surrounding areas. Great. So now I created this group. You can see we've got now over 12,000 members of the group, which is great. And I could take this, and we also have 5 participant requests today. Again, this meeting is not about creating a group, although Eitan, I think we should revisit this at some point soon. But what this can be is being able to take the something that's been gamified. Let me just take a look at what we had here. Where was my birds? Oh, my birds was on something else. Let me go here. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so we got the aviary. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go over here. And again, this is, let's see if it, okay, so it didn't populate with a great look here. What I need to do is actually put up a better image and better copy, but I'm going to put this onto that group, and I'm going to get people clicking there and giving me their names, and I need to build this so that I can actually capture their information and capture information of the people that actually engaged. So that's just one place to actually place it. Another thing is the emails that are actually going out. Another thing is possibly Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising, or it could be any number of things. It could be something that you give out to clients in some type of, I mean, again, it needs to be a level of collaboration. I know that might not be the most satisfying answer that you have, but let's talk about this a little bit more. What are some of the ways that you would promote it? You know, what are some of the communities that you could actually go in? Kenny, his wife, is all about sustainable living and sustainable architecture. If there was a game built for that and then put up into those forums, I think that you'd have an engagement. Maybe, maybe not. Again, I reserve the right to fail, as all of you should. You have to try. You know, my biggest thing, and for years of doing this, I've come to the realization that the biggest problem within some of these groups and some of the people that come is that you're just afraid to screw up. I screw up all the time. Come to the meetings, you'll see. Ask Dina, you'll see. I screw up regularly, and you know what? What makes up for it is the amount of times that I win. What makes up for it, and the kind of winning that you do. So stop, think about it, put something together, and you're going to be able to get it out there. Understand this: we are desperate for great content as a society. We are desperate, dying for great content. So whether you like it or hate it, it's up to you to help me make it better for you. It's up to you to stop and think, okay, we did something for Francis on the university. For John, I'm suggesting something about the boats. For Kenny, I mean, that just came to me. You better jump on that. There's something there. There's with your wife, you're always talking about her. You're a great husband. You got this great stuff up, and you got her little award behind you, and you know. So
it's a top award in California, actually.
Okay. So she's probably got the following already.
She's got 100 podcasts, and she's not built.
Podcasts, thank you.
Not that big.
Thank you.
They're not that big, so she should be doing that, or you could help her too.
Kenny, can I ask you why doesn't she attend our meetings?
Yeah, you're always bragging about her.
She sleeps.
Okay, good for you. Yeah, Kenny has a point. It's 6:35 a.m. in LA. I think we lost.
She's got a pretty heavy schedule.
I think we lost
You're
her
all
other
for
California.
breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Kenny, after it, I'll talk to you. I'm going to be, as I said, in LA in a week and a half, and I want to see you. I hope to see you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions. We're talking a lot here. There's a lot I know for all of you to unpack, but I'm hoping that Eitan, did you send, Eitan's my business partner. He's in Europe. Eitan, you want to wave so everyone could recognize you? He's in Portugal. He's a good guy with a funny accent. Can you pass out the workbook, the course book? You did?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
it's in there.
Okay. So all of you have that. There's some great prompts in there for you to use. And Eitan put it out there again. I suggest you download it. Also, if you go to bogan.ai, we've got a lot of this. The meetings are archived there, and you'll be able to go back and take a look at them. We are putting we're putting a password gateway on it again soon, so people will only be able to see a limited number of those meetings unless they are actually subscribed, which I think most of you are. For those of you who aren't, we should definitely talk about that. But we've got some great stuff. Again, I just did a lead magnet here. I just said, look, you've got an opportunity to see something. You're going to want to take a look at it. Now we're going to try and capture the information. I make no bones about it. I get paid to put these meetings on, and I want you to be a paying client. It's not a symptom of a disease. It's not something that's a bad thing. If you gain value, it is a rational transaction. You need to start looking at your career and your business in that way. Okay, 9:37. We have time for a couple other questions if you want. I will definitely send out some more of the games. I've created games now about how to program Python, how to use Claude Code, which I put out in the meetings before. So if anyone's interested in learning Claude Code, here, I'll pull that up now. Where is this thing? Okay, we'll get rid of this. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Claude Code. I'll give this to so your Bogen method dashboard, and this goes right onto your desktop. It talks about foundations, how to get the whole thing started, how to connect to things like GitHub so that you could upload your Greg, you had that question about what you do with it, where it's actually going to live. This course talks about it. Again, it's gamified, and it's also got a running. This is actually not plugged in just yet, but it's an example of how we could have a whole race between everyone, and it will keep track of your daily streak, how much you're using it, and that type of thing. And it gives badges. So everybody was talking about the prizes. I forgot who said, is there a prize that you can win? Great. I did the first steps, and you have to get from one level to the next in order to get that. I'm going to put this out to all of you. Again, if you want to learn Claude Code, it's not that hard. You just have to do it. There, it's in the chat right now. You could gamify almost anything. Now, most of the games suck, but you need to be able to figure out a way to, and you need to test and you need to chat and you need to talk to people and find out just what it is that they're liking or not liking. It's real important stuff. Okay. Any other thing on this before we get to wants, needs, and brags?
I have a suggestion for you.
Please.
Create an AI. What can AI do for realtors or for business owners, entrepreneurs, and put it on your Facebook Chat GPT for Realtors site to bring people into the mastermind.
Sure. I'm doing, I didn't do that, but I'm doing a lot of that type of thing. It's a great idea. It's a great idea that I'm doing a lot of that type of thing. But again, anything that's going to consistently engage with people. If you saw in the new to Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and the surrounding areas website, Facebook group, I'll quickly go back there again, because again, this is relevant to this topic here. You'll see I've got 5 participant requests. Let's take a look at who's requesting. Most of them are likely spam. That's, the nature of public stuff. Somebody submitted a post here. This guy's planning to rent. He joined Facebook 20 hours ago, which says scam all over it, right? I mean, if they joined 20 hours ago and they're suddenly joining my group, the likelihood is they're not real if they joined Facebook 20 hours ago. This guy joined Facebook 18 years ago. Again, that's much more likely not to be a scam. Here's someone, Hair by Anna Rodas. She's a renter planning to buy, joined Facebook 5 years ago. Only thing that's missing is she didn't give me her email address. Here's the guys in property services business. Here's the Montessori, and they're planning to buy. I don't know who it is. Easy returns. So there's a lot of businesses that have done this. Here's this person. They joined Facebook 5 years ago. They're a homeowner. They're planning to buy. They live here. We have their actual name. Okay, getting better, right? Because if we actually see that we have their name and we see that they're planning to buy, maybe somebody on the team could go after them. And I will talk to my team about that. I'm trying to find a home run here. Planning to rent. Okay, so great. Potty Pro Rentals. Wow. Okay, so this provides reliable and clean portable restroom solutions. You know what? Probably a very well-off group of people. There's a lot of construction going on here, but they're planning to rent and they gave us their email address. Who knows? Maybe there's an opportunity there. Let's take a look at what else we have here. Ah, ding, ding, ding. So Raisa somebody, I can't pronounce the name, joined Facebook 6 years ago, gave us their email address to join our newsletter, and they're planning to buy. Salespeople, what do we do? What do we do? We sell. We sell to them. That's what it is. We actually now have some information and they've given us a tell. And that's the idea behind the games. If you actually have a game that's gone out, you've got now this great opportunity to capture that, and you've got a great tell. This person, it could be that they're not real, but we now have their information. They could go into a drip campaign. We could continue with that drip campaign, and the idea is to do it over and over and over again. If you're going to go with the masses, I don't want you just going with the masses. I want you to be a personalized salesperson. I want you to be a farmer. If I had my way, I want you to farm an area. I want you to build consultative relationships with people. I want you to go, I want you to get invited to everything, the weddings, the bar mitzvahs, the funerals. I want you to be able to be a part of people's lives. I make my area my Mayberry, and I think it's important for you to make it Mayberry. Anybody know what the reference, aside from Greg, does anyone know what the Mayberry reference is? The Andy Griffith Show? Mayberry? No? Avez-vous compris?
Yes.
Well, okay,
Yes.
some of you know it.
Gomer
Okay.
Pyle.
Yeah, and then they had a spinoff. That was one of the first spinoffs, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, wants, needs, and brags. Now's the time in the meeting to talk about what you want, what you need, and what you'd like to brag about. I'm on vacation as of next week. But that said, I will still host this meeting. I'm going to be traveling in Europe, and I will still host this meeting at 9 a.m. next week. We're going to be announcing the topic real soon. So that's my big brag is my summer holiday. We also have some great closings coming up. Deanna and I am looking forward to that. So that's my brag. What are your brags? Let's hear it.
First of all, Edmund, I think you should contact like Peter Hernandez or some of the guys at Element and make a presentation at the Element office, Beverly Hills, when you come. That'll get some agents to sign up.
Yeah, I'm no Peter, and that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I could definitely speak to him again and see. I'm meeting a lot of people that trip, but thank you. None more important than you, Kenny. Who else wants, needs, and
I
brags?
also think it's a great idea.
Thank you, Eitan. I appreciate that.
You go to each office, they got them in Manhattan Beach or, wherever. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? Anyone?
I've got all three, Edmund.
What do you mean you got all three?
I have a want, I have a need, and I have a
Okay,
brag.
please share it with us.
So I want more business.
Okay.
I need referrals from this group.
Okay.
And my brag is 3 listings last week, one of them under contract in 4 days.
Wow. Wow. That is just like unbelievable. I'm going to give you some fireworks here. Let's see. Can I get the fireworks
I
going?
can see that.
I don't know. Are my fireworks working?
Yeah, something's working. Your lights
Something's
went out.
working. It's changing my color here. There was a thing that I could do to get fireworks.
Remove it from your body. Do it like outside.
Yeah, well, how about that? Oh, there we go. Okay. I gave you some hearts. So congratulations, Greg. Greg's a great
Anybody
participant.
watching the World Cup?
Greg, well, before we get to that, Greg's a great participant and a good friend. And if you have a chance, definitely get to know Greg. He's, if you want to practice calling people, if you're not a big phone call, he's a great guy to talk to. And just, I really want you to engage with the different agents here in various territories. Everyone's great. No one's going to hang up on you. It's not a cold call. Hey, wow, I was in the meeting today, Bismarck. It's really nice to meet you. Everyone's nice. If anyone's not nice, tell me. Once a year, there's a person that's not so nice, and I just throw them out. It's real easy. Everyone here is certified nice. Okay. Okay, who else? Okay, guys, look, can't get anything out of you. But that said, I'm grateful that all of you came today. I hope you gained something from the meeting. The archive of this will be up in a couple of hours on Bogen.ai and available. If you have questions about this mastermind, our AI development services, or my coaching, I'd be keen to speak with you. Again, Eitan's putting our information in there. Again, we're all over the place, Bogen.ai. And thank you. And I hope to
Quick
see.
question
Oh,
before you go,
go
Edmund.
ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
Caitlin, I just saw your chat pop up that you're in Central Virginia. Where about in Central Virginia?
Caitlin, let's see. Hanover.
Hanover. I don't even know Hanover. Anywhere near Fredericksburg?
You have a buyer there? Seller?
I have a buyer, a seller here, a buyer there.
So, Caitlin, are you near Fredericksburg? If you could either text or about 45 minutes, I can help them.
All right.
Okay. She
Send me
can
your
help them, but
contact
only if they
info.
text. She never talks to anyone. I'm just kidding. Okay.
I see that.
So do me a favor, Greg. Oh, there, about 45 minutes. You see her number there, Greg? In the chat? 804. Are you getting that? Just nod wildly if you are. Okay, he nodded wildly. Okay, anyone else? Any other leads or ideas? I should probably throw that
Thank
out
you,
there.
Captain.
Did somebody say something? Okay, guys, great to see everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I look forward to seeing all of you next week for another exciting episode of Edmund's Mastermind. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.